Hey man, you know what your studio need? It ain't another plug-in. I tell you what. What's up, audio engineers, producers, artists, music lovers, all alike, man. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wavy.wav, and this channel is here to help you record and mix better and faster. And today I'm gonna be bringing y'all a video that I was just thinking about, like, dang, if I was to upgrade my studio, what would I do? What would I buy? What would I upgrade first? So I'm here with the top 5 things that you can do to upgrade your studio right now. And you should. If you ain't got this stuff that's on my list, you need to go ahead and step it up. Let's go ahead and get off into the list. All right, so number 5 is super important. It's going to be acoustic treatment. Now, when it comes to mixing and recording in an environment, the room that we're in makes such a huge difference. That's why people spend millions of dollars to build studios and have these very elaborate and intentional designs, because when you make a sound in a room, that sound goes out in all directions. It starts to bounce off of every hard surface that there is. And then that bouncing, those reflections will ultimately end up coming back into your microphone or back into your ears as you're mixing. We want to be able to reduce the amount of reflections that are happening in our room so that we can hear our direct source when we're mixing, and so that we can capture only the direct source while we are recording. I don't want to be in a super echoey room unless that's the effect that I'm going for. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? If I'm going for that effect, then yes, I will choose that. But if super echoey is not what you're going for, being in a reflective environment can really make it hard to get the sound that you want out of your recording. So by minimizing those reflections with the proper acoustic treatment in your room, you can get cleaner recordings, and then you can add any reverbs or delays and echoes that you want to have in that mix, but in a more controlled way. Next up on my list is going to be to get a better monitor controller. Now, this is one thing that we often overlook, and we're always looking at the top home studio monitors, the top studio monitors, the budget studio monitors, but we forget that, hey, our audio is actually running through another piece of gear before it gets to our monitors in a lot of cases. So if you're using and maybe you aren't even using a monitor controller, but basically what a monitor controller is, it allows you to control your monitors. It allows you to control the level of the monitors, and if you have multiple sets of monitors, which you should have, so that you can be so that you can at least test your mixes on 2 sets of monitors, you need to be able to switch back and forth between those monitors at the touch of a button. Having a premium monitor controller allows you to do that. Now, monitor controllers, since our audio is actually running through them, the quality of that monitor controller is just as important as the quality of your studio monitors themselves. Monitor controllers can change what we are hearing, add coloration, saturation, distortion to the songs that we are mixing and recording, and ultimately put a lens over our ears so that we're not really hearing what the actual product is, right? So we want the cleanest path possible, so invest in a good monitor controller. The monitor controller that I use, I ain't gonna lie, is very expensive. I'm using the Grace Design M905, but before this I had another monitor controller that I really love by PreSonus. It's the PreSonus Central Station. I think that is also a very good, more affordable option. And there's also a PreSonus monitor control. I think it's just called the PreSonus Station if you need something smaller. But I really like the PreSonus monitor controllers. Make sure that you invest in a great monitor controller, because again, what we hear is everything. Next up, number 3 on my list is going to be for y'all to upgrade to a hardware vocal chain. This is going to be one improvement, one upgrade to your studio that's going to leaps and bounds just take you up to the top, take you up to the next level when it comes to recording. So I definitely recommend using an external preamp like a 1073 or a Focusrite ISA preamp, or even a Shadow Hills Mono Gamma, whatever it is, whatever. Find a preamp that you like that pairs well with the microphone that you're using. And then the secret sauce is actually also buy an external compressor. So you can go from your microphone to that external pre, to that beautiful compressor, and then into your audio interface, right? By having that analog chain before you actually start recording, your recorded signals are going to be a lot bigger. The dynamics are going to be under control, and you'll be able to impart some tonality and some more flavor and saturation into it by using an external preamp that you just can't get a lot of times using the preamps on your audio interface. So I really think having an external hardware vocal chain, preamp, compressor, and then into your interface will really improve the sound of your next recording. Number 2 on my list is something that I really wish that I had done when I first started my studio, is that you should get a audio interface with more inputs than you currently need. Now, I know you feel like, hey, right now I only got this one microphone and I'm gonna only have, you know, maybe 2 microphones top, but hey, there's been situations that came about and I'm like, damn, I wish I had more inputs. You can never have too many inputs. So if you think you're gonna need 2 inputs, buy an interface that has 4 inputs. And if you think you're gonna need 4 inputs, buy an interface that has 8 inputs. That way you keep the maximum flexibility in your studio and you always ready to handle anything that might come at you. For this last tip, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and hit a like on this and share this with engineers, producers, and artists that you love and that you want to see do well. If you don't love any producers, engineers, and artists, you don't want to see them do well, then don't share this video. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, now that we got that out the way, let's get off into my number 1 thing that you could do to upgrade your studio right now, and that's to get a proper studio desk and chair. Now, I know a lot of us, when we first start out, right, we might just be sitting at the stool, we might be at the kitchen table, which is cool. No matter what you need to do to get started, do that, right? Don't let none of this stuff stop you from getting started. But as you start to think about upgrades, a proper studio desk and chair will help you to, again, be more creative. Let's just start off with talking about the desk. I'm using my Argosy Halo desk. I really love this desk. It gives me all of my controls to my hardware gear within an arm's reach, has a lot of room right up in front of me so that I can put my control surface. I have my monitors mounted right stacked on top of each other, and then my actual speaker monitors, I'm talking about my visual monitors are stacked, but my speakers are also in great position because they're mounted as well perfectly. Now, when I say a chair, in addition to that, so I got this desk that's ergonomically friendly. It's sitting at the right height. It's also an adjustable height, which is great because everybody is a little bit everybody's different heights, right? We're not all the same height, and it's important for us to be comfortable at the desk because we're going to have to be sitting here for hours, maybe 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. So you want a comfortable chair, a comfortable desk. You need to make sure that your studio chair has adjustable arms, right? Little adjustable armrests. You also want to make sure that the height is adjustable so that your armrest can allow you to rest your arms down. Your shoulders are not hunched up. They're not drooping either. Your shoulders are able to rest. Your arms can be placed at a 90-degree angle as they lay on your desk. Also, it's going to be great for your posture to where from your hips to your knees is also at a 90-degree angle. And then from your knees down to your feet, all 90-degree angles. And then with your posture, you got your back up straight. You sitting up nice up in your studio chair, also comfortable, got your lumbar support. This is going to help you to be able to sit here in this position for 8, 10, 12, 16 hours and, you know, get that work, man. What do y'all think about these 5 studio upgrades that you can make today to improve your studio? What else do you think can be upgraded right now? Drop down in the comments and let me know. I really want to know, y'all. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wavy.com. Don't forget that I'm here to help you record and mix better and faster. So hit that subscribe button and be dope.